For this month's edition of Low Bias Monthly, I am going to be playing Adventure for the Atari 2600. The stipulations for this month from me were any game, any system, any age, as long as there were no more than 8 colors on the screen at the same time. I picked this game because this is a game I played a lot when I was a kid. Had a 2600 and a handful of games, and this is one of them. Doing all this in post, by the way. I'm still a little under the weather, but I wanted to get the footage done at least. And we're going to just run through the game in level 1, the easy mode, easiest mode, I guess. And just kind of, talk about the game a bit. This was released in 1979 or 1980, depending on how you judge the year. I guess it was right around Christmas. We control a square avatar whose quest is to hunt in an open-world environment for a hidden magical chalice and return it to the Yellow Castle. The game is populated by roaming dragons, which can eat the avatar, and a bat, which will steal your items and hide them around the game world. This was originally conceived as a graphical version of the 1977 text adventure Colossal Cave Adventure, and it took developer Warren Robinette approximately 1 year to design and code the game, during which time he had to overcome a variety of technical limitations in the 2600 hardware. In the game, he introduced the first widely known Easter egg, a secret room containing text crediting himself for the game's creation. As the first action-adventure and console fantasy game, and with more than 1 million vintage copies sold, Adventure inspired creation of those genres. It was followed by multiple official and unofficial sequels and has been included in numerous Atari 2600 collections. According to the instructions, an evil magician has stolen the enchanted chalice and hidden it somewhere in the kingdom. The player's goal is to find the chalice and return it to the Golden Castle. The player explores a multi-screen landscape containing castles, mazes, and various rooms, with 30 rooms in all. Hidden throughout the world are a sword, keys that unlock each of the 3 castles, gold, black, and white, a magic bridge that allows you to travel through barriers, and a magnet which attracts other items towards it. While Robinette originally intended for all rooms to be bidirectionally connected, a few such connections, including one inside the White Castle, were unidirectional, which he considered to be bugs. Such problems were explained away as bad magic in the game's manual. Throughout the game, there are 3 dragons. Yorgel, the yellow dragon, he's afraid of the gold key and will run from it. He roams the game freely, but can guard the chalice or help the other dragons guard items. Grundle, the green dragon, guards the magnet, the bridge, the black key, and the chalice. And Rindle, the red dragon, is fastest and most aggressive. He guards the white key and the chalice. The dragons have 4 possible states, all indicated with different sprites: chasing, biting, having swallowed the player's avatar, and death. When initially encountered, the dragon is in chase state. When the dragon collides with the avatar, it will enter the bite state, freezing in place. After a fraction of a second, the dragon completes the bite. If the dragon has a second collision with the avatar at that moment, it swallows the avatar, who becomes trapped in the dragon's belly. The delay between biting and swallowing is shorter if the console's difficulty switch is in the A position. While biting, the dragon cannot be killed. When eaten by a dragon, a player need not start a new game. Hitting the game reset switch reincarnates the player back at the Yellow Castle. As a penalty, any dead dragons are reincarnated as well, and all the objects remain in place at the time of the player's death, including whatever items the avatar may have been carrying. This is one of the earliest usage of a continue game feature, now common in video games. Hitting the game select switch after death returns the game to the game select screen, losing the current game's state. The sword is used to kill dragons. The arrow-shaped end of the sword is designed to improve the chances of scoring such a hit. If the console's rightmost difficulty switch is in the A position, the dragons will run away when they see the sword. A black bat roams the entire game world, randomly carrying any single object, including live or dead dragons, which it occasionally swaps with another object along its flight path. The bat was the first video game character to have 2 possible states: agitated and non-agitated. In agitated, the bat is ready to swap items. In non-agitated, the bat is content with its current item. The non-agitated state lasts for about 10 seconds to prevent the bat from getting stuck in a single room, swapping back between 2 items endlessly. The bat can swap items in areas even where the player is not present. The bat was added to the game with the intention of adding unpredictability and confusion to the game. The bat continues to fly even after the player has been killed, and occasionally the bat will pick up the dragon whose stomach contains the player's avatar, giving the player a whirlwind tour of the adventure universe. The player can sometimes trap the bat inside castles or can capture and carry it. The creature's name was intended to be Nubberub, but that name was not included in the manual. There are 3 different games available via the Game Select switch. Level 1 is a simplified version, does not have the red dragon, the bat, the catacombs, the white castle, or the maze inside the black castle, and the objects in Game 1 are always in the same starting locations. Level 2 is the full version, having all the above features. At the start of a new game, the objects' locations are always the same. Level 3 is similar to 2, but the initial locations of the objects have been randomized, providing a different game each time. The randomization of Game 3 makes the difficulty highly variable, and occasionally unsolvable.